Thank you for a very enjoyable game. I'm sorry, Dave, I don't have enough information.
Everyone's entitled to a little confusion in their lives. I practically thrive on it.
It is done, Imperious Leader.
But the strategy was yours, Wolfheart. I recommend we come up with some sort of solid front to explain this debacle to the Imperious Leader.
You're such a nerd.
I find your lack of faith disturbing.
That's gonna work great, man. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Here we
Yo.
are. We're here. Yo, yourself.
Yo.
Welcome to season
Yo.
6.
Yo.
It's
Yo.
season
Yo.
6, bro. Listen, are you listening to me? I know everybody else is, but you're not.
6. That was
6.
are we talking the old Battlestar or new Battlestar?
No, we're talking about us, man. IFB Interfleet Broadcasting. It's an award-winning pop culture, sci-fi news, entertainment. You'd think I'd memorize this, but I have it on my
Yeah.
card. But
We just we've got AI. We'll just record it in the AI and
yeah,
make it that way.
exactly. I'm New York Pete. I'm your
Actually, I can
co-host.
probably actually just give me a picture and I can just
And you
make the
could just
picture
do-
talk.
yeah.
The
All right,
AI is
well, you
amazing.
know, okay, just calm down now, all right?
Cylons
so
rule.
That was Krista Tipsy Toaster. I'm New York Pete. We'll bring you our unique twist from growing up watching and reading 70s, 80s, 90s TV movies, cartoons, comic books, novels, and of course visiting conventions.
Fan fiction.
And
You name
we're
it,
Big,
yeah.
big Battlestar Galactica fans.
Huge.
That's what brought this together.
Huge.
That's what brought us together. That's why we're here, because of our love for the original classic Battlestar, and then everything else that's sci-fi that goes with it. And the big to-do is not only that we're fans, but that we grew up with it, where we lived it. It's different when
That's right.
we've met a lot of people that they know about it and they look back at it and they have a different way of it's not their kind of groove because they didn't live it. We lived it, and you guys know it. Welcome to the show. There's a bunch of you that are here live, and everybody that watches us later on around the world, which is kind of bizarre. It's mind blowing that all of you watch this everywhere. So very cool. Welcome to IFB. We have a lineup that's really cool. We got Bert and John One, and we have Wolf Media with us too. So you guys we're gonna have a lot of fun tonight. Thank you for tuning in. And so Tipsy, are you ready?
Ready for what? Oh, broadcast. Oh, I'm just totally not knowing what we're doing right now. No, I think we're. I'm pretty much ready. I think we've got just about everybody. I don't have John One connected up yet, so give me a second there. So while I'm doing that, why don't you,
you gotta
reach out and recognize the people that are out there?
Oh, Yeah. Okay, cool. So, courtesy of Mediocre Modeler, right? And our reminiscing of Romper Room, I got this. I get to see all of you out there, right? All of you that are here with us. And Tipsy Toaster makes me use this whenever I recognize anybody.
You darn right.
Ken, Colonial Fleet Intelligence is ready for briefing. Okay, stand by. You're going to get a briefing. Ken, thank you for joining us, and thank you for all those great that package full of Christmas cheer that you sent us, which we've actually featured on previous show. Thank you so much for that. Of course, hey, Rick Moreno, award-winning sci-fi author. If you haven't checked out his stuff, please do. Of course, Lola is with us, and let's see who else. Real quick, I see. Who else do I see? James McCoy. Is that Commander or Admiral? I keep forgetting, so correct me. Of course, Commander Kane, Paul Rogers here. Thank you, Paul, for joining us live. And Rob Baum, our unofficial fact checker. Rob, don't worry. Tonight I have a couple of select pieces, Battlestar Galactica related, that I'll bring those up later on. And Susan, thank you for checking in on us, dropping in live. There might be others on some of the other YouTube and spread out on some of the other social media. You guys should know that I follow our IFB page, so that's where I'm on. Tipsy's watching the other stuff. So, Battlestar Bulletin Board, Sean Shallow, thank you for dropping in. And guys, thanks for volunteering for Christmas Day and for New Year's Day. Right, so you guys know that I will be out on the West Coast, so I will be
slumming
watching. I'll tune in, yes, as best
World
I can.
Traveler.
But, Tipsy's going to be That's right, that's me. So Tipsy will be running the show with a bunch of you. Mediocre Modeler has stepped up, and Fran, and a
maybe
couple of
our
others.
guest tonight is also going to join us.
Yes, it's a possibility. We'll find out, because we'll probably just put her on the spot when she's live. And so
Nothing like that.
We'll see how that plays. But
edit it later?
There's a bunch of you. And Bert Oliver is going to actually pop in as well. So he just we got to tell him kind of like roundabout when you want him. I think he's going to drop in for one of the 2 days. So we'll iron that out. So thank you guys, appreciate
there you
it.
go.
John,
you want everybody?
I think he might be looking for some time on IFB. So thank you guys. Well, much appreciated. So yeah. Hey, Tom Jenkins is on. Hey, Tom, thanks for dropping in and saying hello, man. My brother-in-law. Excellent. Thank you. Appreciate you, man. And
keeping it in the family in that case, not the family.
That's right, the family. Say it correctly, or don't say it at all, man.
Family.
Family. Yes. So there's a lot of our people.
And here they all are.
Now everybody's up. There we go. Happy holidays.
Audio-wise, I'm not sure I have everybody yet.
Everybody's up. Okay.
Audio.
It's time.
Give me a second.
John,
Audio.
how's your audio?
Good, you guys hear me?
Yes, perfect.
A little hot.
Right,
hang on.
All right.
So this is when we recognize the fans.
Yeah.
Because without them,
well, I'm celebrating. What have you got tonight, Pete? Which tea do you have there, teetotaler?
This is from my Secret Santa. So Secret Santa, thank you for my
Are you sure it was a secret?
Oh, look at that.
That's a nice mug. Boom, boom. Not a secret anymore. Now So I have tea.
Tea.
It's a rebel mug, so it won't taste that good.
That's right. Darkset has better cookies and better tea, by the way.
Yeah.
I got tea.
You got
and
tea?
Of course, Bert Oliver is in festive gear. Quite appropriate. Very good.
Yep.
Well done, Bert.
I figured tonight I would reach out to another one of areas out here in the Victory Brewing Company, and I figured it was close to Christmas. We can start celebrating Christmas now that Thanksgiving's over, right? So
yes,
I went ahead and I got me a it would be us. Usually it used to be us. Now it's just me. We are going with a Very Merry Monkey Spiced Holiday Ale.
Okay. Not my monkeys.
Yep,
not my circus.
That's
right.
9.5% ABC, by the way. And that doesn't mean, ABC. Easy.
Whatever. Chris Marshall and Erica Persiani, thank you for joining us live. And here is our special guest, Jackie. Thank you for coming on. How are you? Thank you. Are you drinking tonight?
Hang on.
Are you? Is there?
I knew I forgot one audio. I really
is my audio not going?
No, it was me. It was me.
Oh, we hear you. We hear you.
That was a tipsy brain fart.
I have you guys make me laugh and smile so much that my teeth dry out from smiling every week that I watch you. So I have a lovely water with me right now. And that's
Perrier.
Just tap.
Oh, very good, very good.
High-end tap.
You know, we don't know.
Water.
There's no judging. You know, whatever clear liquid you say it is, Jackie.
That's right.
That's what it is. It
Water.
doesn't matter what really is in that
Water,
cup.
yes.
Way to go.
Having
Yes.
cold water. Yes.
Cold water with potato juice.
Yes, I have that all the time. I also do the cold. Yes, thank you, Jackie. All right. Well, guys, it's that time.
Yes.
So
Everybody, thank you for joining us. We're here every Thursday. It's so important that we recognize the people in front of the camera, behind the camera, and the people who... John, what are you doing? What do you got?
I got Sheppy's cider. My wife was in Flensburg a couple weeks ago. And
so we forgot to ask
so
John.
English cider was from Germany.
That's right. Forgot to ask John. So here we go. Sorry, John. We didn't forget you.
Okay.
We did forget you. Sorry. But anyways, thank you for joining us. It's every Thursday night. We are here at 8 o'clock. We enjoy talking to you. We enjoy having this family get together. We enjoy the people in front of the camera, behind the camera, the people who create the worlds, and the people who act in those worlds. It's such a great time here every Thursday, and it's such a great time to have so many good friends, and so much can be done when you have a family. So here's to you, because bands fuel the fleet.
Lola wants to know.
Oh, John's a little slow. Hang on. Come on, John. Hurry up.
Eggnog and rum.
There you go. Right, John. Okay, John. There we go. Fans for the fleet.
All right. Thank you, John. Chuck Davenport says submerged in Seattle, but I'm here. Thank you, Chuck. And
good.
Ralph Duran, thank you for joining us live, guys. Appreciate all of you all over West Coast, East Coast, and then usually our other guys that come on. Oh, Fran,
Australia.
Hey, Fran, Fran, down under in Australia, and then we have. It's just kind of mind-boggling Asia and all over the world that doesn't tune in either now or later on. But thank you for joining us, everybody. Thank you so much, and
we will
stay tuned. We got plenty going on. So I think we were going to, if possible, we're going to start with John, and then Bert's going to roll in.
Uno momento, por favor.
All right, perfect. So I wanted to show some stuff off.
Okay.
Because all
right, Pete. Show and tell time for Pete. Go ahead, Pete.
Show and tell while you do your thing. I had to, as I've mentioned before. Although when I talk about this, I feel like I'm 20, but I'm not, unfortunately or fortunately. But my folks are moving to Florida, and they were like, "You need to get up here and get your stuff.
Get your crap out of the house."
Yeah, get your stuff out of the. So I did. I went and I did, and I got some really cool stuff. I picked this out of Pete's Galactica box, and it's one of
look at that
Tipsy's
so
favorite.
Can anybody name? Look at that. Can anybody name most? Let's see. We've got the front one's pretty easy. One of the top left might be more difficult, and then Linda Carter. You should know that one right away. William Shatner. You should know that one. But Jared Martin. Anybody know Jared Martin?
Man. Come on, guys. Come on. This is a great. This is issue number 9. I have almost a complete run. I used to, live on Starlog. This is one of the things I used to go out of my way to make sure I either, collected when I'd go to conventions, which I've told you guys, right? I didn't do the fan fiction because I was always out looking for Starlog and Starburst and Famous Monsters and, sometimes Fangoria, all of the great stuff. Fort Lauderdale, Lola. That's where I think the target is right now. So, who knows? I might be able to see some of you guys on my next visit to Florida, visiting the folks. I might run into some of our IFBers like Lola and maybe Charlene, and so we'll see. But I also got this. So I was always a big soundtrack person, and how about that? 99 cents. For the Battlestar Galactica and this is by
Electric Moog Orchestra.
and it's all like disco interpretations of. So 99 cents, baby, right from 1978, 1979 probably. So that was in my box, but I have a couple others.
I like that
real
cover.
quick.
Cool.
Here, look. How about Star Wars by the same
Bah.
company? Yep, same thing.
Best Star Wars character, Jar Jar Binks.
It's all in here. It's mint. But real quick, how many of you guys had this?
I had that one.
Yeah. This is the look at that. It opens up. Just to prove I still look the album mint.
Show the pictures. I think the pictures on the inside were always the greatest.
Yeah,
actually,
it
had
really
the
good stuff.
yeah, had like a. Yep.
Yep.
There we go. I love the Stormtrooper picture there.
Yeah, this is good stuff, man. So that's that. Hold on. I got a good one. I got another really, really good one. Oh, how about this one?
Heck yeah.
Damn.
Pamela Anderson.
Buck Rogers.
Aaron?
This is Pamela Hensley.
Hensley, that's what I was trying to say.
And Aaron Gray, yeah.
I haven't been drinking that much yet. Give me a break now.
No, you got to start.
That's the problem I'm having right now.
Better, yeah. This is from the original motion picture, right? So this is the motion picture. The Battlestar one is framed. I have that one framed, and that's on the wall. But I have a couple others real quick, guys. I was foolish enough to get this too. So I have some of the Star Trek, right? So these are the Star Trek from the episodes themselves, right?
The best,
so that's
right there.
Cool.
One of my favorite songs. Live and let die.
Yeah.
Come on, everybody can ring out. You can't see the words "Live and Let Die" without singing that song.
Live and Let Die.
Yep.
Jane Seymour. Jane Seymour. Jane Seymour.
Yep. Exactly.
And bam. Oh, busted.
That's
Mint
awesome.
Condition. Look, I listened to this a lot.
Not mint. That's ripped. I see the ripped on that. That's on the front. That's ripped.
That's for real, man.
Yeah.
It's mine.
Yep.
It's the real
Not
deal.
mint condition, sir. You have to knock $5,000 off of it now.
Great. Yes, exactly. Great condition. So, I'll talk about my sad story of my action figure later, but I just want to share that. That's just some of my highlights of the things that I saved, along with another box of Starlog. But anyway, John, how are you? Thank you.
Good. How you guys doing?
Good, man. I got to
fracking standing.
Yeah, I got to see some of your stuff. So Tipsy didn't get to see it. I'm anxious to kind of talk a little bit about some of your choices this week.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it could be good or bad.
Hang on.
Excuse my critique.
Yep. All right, hang on. I did have I do have it here somewhere. It's the background for this would be. There it is. There we go.
Where's Penny?
This just in.
This just in.
And it's John. Take it away, John.
All right. Hey, everybody. How y'all doing? Season's greetings. First up, we're heading to the land of Pangea again for the third installment of Avatar Fire and Ash. We'll find Jake and Neytiri as they grapple against a new tribe, and they fight them and the Ash people, and it's going to be 3 hours long.
Oh, of course.
Same thing as the first two movies. Yeah. Just look at the graphics and okay, let's get along. And he'll fight the new tribe and the humans trying to kill him, and they'll succeed, and it's great. So, okay, James Cameron, you got your 3 movies, and I'll get back to Alien, like you said you were. So hopefully we'll see that. It's going to be in theaters December 20th. I'll probably go see it. All right, our second stop, The Wasteland. Amazon is releasing season 2 of Fallout on December 17th. This series is based on the video game. It came out, and it was great. First season 1 was really good. So they're going to go, her and the zombie are going to go to a new Vegas. So they battle out. There's new characters. I think Kieran Culkin's going to be in it. So the guy from Home Alone, he's finally getting to a TV show again. So good for him. And there's going to be zombie Elvis impersonator, so you can't beat that. So that's going to be on Amazon December 17th. Looking forward to it. The trailers look great. And some good actors in it, too, so that's going to be good. And we have another video game inspired movie of Jeffrey Dean Morgan Has His Way. Well, actually, Jeffrey Dean, he's the guy from Negan who played was that the Dead?
Red Dead Redemption.
And Dead. Yep. Red Dead Redemption. Henry Cavill and Jack Black want to get in on it too. So if you play this game, it's a really good game. So I mean, you can get with a lot of stuff. So that's why we're one of the games where I can't play anymore because I have a raging problem according to people. So I kind of get rid of it. So, but this would be a good movie. I think. Yeah, lots of kids. Some 8-year-old probably beat me up a couple of times. So, well, he killed me, but I told him some good words, so it's good. It pays off.
My goodness.
Sony Pictures
was
is
the word, right? Yeah.
Yes, many colorful words that we don't use, and that's why we don't rage and we don't play video games anymore until we control ourselves. So it's back to D&D for me. So Sony Pictures is developing a Punk Spider-Man movie. And it's basically the multiverse. So that's going to be pretty cool, right? I can get into it. It has a killer soundtrack. Can you see Spider-Man web slitting? Listen to Cro-Mags and Fugazi and Sex Pistols. Should be pretty good. That's under development now, so it should come out later on next year. Also, Amazon is working on a Spider-Man Noir series with Nick Cage. That should be out hopefully this springtime. I'm hoping so. That's going to be pretty good. And finally, be on the lookout for Avengers trailers, which will probably debut when the Avatar hits. We'll probably see Robert Downey as Dr. Doom. I really can't see him as that unless they're really going to do like the Secret Wars, where he's the real Robert Downey was a Skrull and killed, and then found out that Iron Man's alive. But whatever. Hope for that. But I just can't see him as Dr. Doom.
Isn't the okay? Never mind. They're both Marvel. I was getting confused there for a second.
Yeah. So he's going to be Dr. Doom. I just don't see him as it. Giancarlo Esposito should have been, but that's my choice. But he's going to be Dr. Freeze. But also James Gunn's Supergirl trailer should be out, and it has been released today. If you see it, it looks pretty gritty. It looks fun, really fun. And if you blink your eye, you're going to miss the main man. Anyone know who the main man is? No, Lobo.
I blinked.
Jason Momoa. Lobo.
Wow. Okay.
So that's gonna be good in that. He's gonna rock that character. So I'm looking forward to that. And that's coming out this summer. And let's see. Battle Angel 2 is in the works with Robert Rodriguez. James Cameron said he was going to bring it back, but I guess he got involved with Avatar and another alien movie he wants to do. So that's going to be in the works too. So Leah's going to be fighting more cyborgs. Good movie. Hopefully it comes back. We'll see. And I love this series on MGM and Amazon. Season 4 of From has just finished production. And I'm hopefully out soon in the new year. If you guys see From, it's a great movie. People get stuck in a town. They can't escape. And they walk around at night. They get eaten by humans that look like monsters. Really good series. It's really great. It's better than Lost. So I think it's a lot more better series than that. The same producers. So check that out. And Monsters
in New York? That filmed in New York? Okay, just making sure. Based on a real story called New York. Go ahead.
Dipsy canceled.
New York.
Dipsy's canceled.
More Monsters and Kurt Russell. Also, Monarch Season 2 should be out in February. That's a really good series. I hope there's going to be more monsters, more dinosaurs in it, and there's going to be Kong in it. And, Kurt Russell's going to be in it, too, him and his son. So it's going to be a great series. Original characters come back. That's going to be good. And a lot of good stuff looking forward to the coming year. And if you get to the comic book shop, which I hope you should, here's the new Joker from Absolute Batman.
Whoa!
Get that?
Wow!
Put it in the frame. Don't touch it because it's gonna be a new series of Joker.
Wow!
That's his version of Joker.
Wow!
I got the last one. Good thing I get this series.
Wow!
Yep. And that'll be it. Everyone have a good happy holiday. I'll see you. Well, actually, you guys are doing a Christmas Day show too?
That's yet to be determined. I know.
Okay.
I'm handling New Year's for sure.
All right.
So
if you
we're
do Christmas,
working
I'm
on.
about.
Yeah, so we were thinking of trying to do maybe an earlier show, depending, or we're going to record something and have it up. We're definitely going to have something up, guys, on Thursday. Don't worry about that.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of
But
the live show we may end up
If you're
doing.
bored on the 25th, we may.
Well,
there's a Zoom channel that we could get all together on and maybe watch some Battlestar or something and play a little Mystery Science Theater 3000. together, maybe.
All right, so if you
you're
guys
bored
want to
on
do
the
it, I mean, it's
I'll be full of
Christmas
cheer.
Day, Chris. I don't know. It's up to you guys. If you want that, Tipsy's willing to host. But if not, we're gonna do a show earlier. Make sure that we go. We'll go live and then rebroadcast on Thursday, so you'll have something to watch or listen to. But Mike DeBruyne is with us. Mike, thanks for tuning in. Chris Laskowski from Down Under. And Erica Riley, yes, thank you for tuning in live and watching. She's got like 2 channels she's watching, and she's got us on as well. Thank you very, very much, all you guys.
I love. Is it the Geico Gecko on steroids?
Yeah, I know. It kind of looks like him on steroids a little bit. But, yes. So Lola says, good Tipsy. So, yeah, I don't know. You guys let us know what you want to do, and we will work. We'll accommodate, right? So if you're around and you want to do like a video.
Yeah, maybe we'll do something.
Yeah, it's up to you guys.
Yeah.
But we will still do some. We'll do like a quick live to tape, so we could broadcast a little bit of something, a Christmas wish to everybody, like we do for all the holidays. But we'll we still got a couple of weeks, so we'll figure that out. But thanks for supporting nonetheless, and then just let us know what you want to do. So don't forget, guys, if you have not taken the survey, right?
Yep.
Factory Entertainment came to us. They shared the mock-ups for the Battlestar Galactica figures. They shared those with us so that we could put them out and have you guys give us feedback. They're going to take the feedback, and then they're going to use that to create the product for us.
Yes.
Because they want to please the fans, and the word's getting out, which is great. But it's going to be impossible for us and for them to go to every site and look at what everybody's writing on all the different sites. So if you can, bring back those comments, take the survey so we can keep it nice and easy. And we're going to have them on the show. They're coming back. They're going to do a live show, and we will run through all of the comments, because it's not black and white, right? So They wanted to know, do you want it on a card, right? Do you want it like the old style?
Looks like 67% of you are all good with the figure on the bubble card.
On the bubble card, like this, right? So
right, like that.
There we go. See, this is the old one, right? This is the bubble card. This is what they're talking about, right? Do you want one like this for the new figures that they're coming out with? This is 1978. This is the original Adama that I own in my collection. Do you want it like this, or do you want it in a box? Those are the choices that they gave us. And so that's the survey. A lot of you are saying, why can't you make a hybrid box, bubble, I don't know, whatever. Everything you say.
Yeah, they listen to us, which is really shocking.
Yeah.
It's not often that we have a company that produces stuff for Battlestar Galactica and other things that will actually listen to us. So it's great that they entrusted us with the picture there, and that's the close up, and they're actually also asking us what we want written on the back, as a matter of fact. So I still have to get back to them. We hope to have them on here shortly. My biggest ask is I want to know what they're making for Miami Vice.
All right.
Come on.
Right. One at a time, man. One at a time. Let's take care of this one. But
I do know that they're making a Viper, and I know that they asked us a bunch of questions about that too. So
yeah, Mike DeBruyn's got jokes, man. It's a good one. Yes, that's right. But
better protection.
So that was. Oh, okay. Well, then this is Mike DeBruyn will find he'll be amused by this, because he actually knows my old man. So I told you they're moving, and so he was cleaning up the attic. And he got his hands on my original Commander Adama, and this is what's left of him. So mint, right? Mint figure on the card, and I salvaged this from the trash.
Yeah, so you got the mint figure on the bubble, and then you have the card.
Cards and pieces, and it's like originally $3, right? So I bought this, hoping that one day I'd be able to pull this out and say, hey, look at I got a mint card, mint figure, whatever. And
I told you, now that it's messed up, you just have to take it out and play with it.
yeah, it's not coming out.
Oh, come on. It's already messed up.
So everybody, you can feel my pain, right? You can feel my pain.
It's already messed up. Just bring it out and play with it. Put the blaster in his hand and
yeah, man, it's complete. Thanks, Dad. I didn't say anything to him, Mike. I didn't say a word. I just took it, put it in the bag, and just went home. And that was it. Yeah, I was not saying nothing. But anyway, I thought you guys appreciate that. So, without further ado, let's get it's Bert Oliver Bowman.
It's Bert time.
Bert time.
It's Battle Bert time. It's Battle Bert time.
It is a holiday battle briefing, and he's going to describe it. I got to see it. I think it's really cool, and we're lucky to have him. So, Bert, obviously you were inspired by the holiday thing, and so you zoned in on a particular story, a particular character for the holidays, but give us...
The best character would have been a Cylon, but anyways, you tell you the truth. Bert, you did have a problem. I did notice that you did not include in your briefing the most important person, and that is, Pete.
Oh boy.
And Imperious Leader Claus.
Imperious Leader Claus, yeah.
Imperious Leader Claus.
This is always next year, okay? Relax.
Peace on Earth and annihilation of man. Yes, it's all good.
Oh God.
Oh, look at that. I haven't muted out.
It's a recurring season.
That's it.
All right, so take it away, Bert.
Well, thanks for having me. And as you can tell by the outfit, is going to be a very Christmas-themed battle briefing. And it's a little bit less martial today, so I'll put the typical, out of the mix of tactical analysis and mythology and history, I'll put the tactical analysis to rest for today. So we're just going to focus on mythology and history. And we'll start with, did you know that the Jolly Man in Red is actually a mix of a Turkish bishop, of a Norse god, and 20th century advertising? Yeah, we're here on the Pop Culture channel, as Pete always tells us in the very beginning, and in Pop Culture we talk about mashups, but I believe that Santa's story is one of the most fascinating cultural mashups in human history. So today we'll take a quick journey through the mythological and historical roots of Santa Claus and how this beloved figure came to be and why people like me dress up like him on this day or during this season. The origins of Santa Claus. So we'll start in the 4th century with Saint Nicholas, a historical figure, a bishop in Myra, which is located in modern-day Turkey. And Saint Nicholas was known for his kindness and generosity. The most famous story around him tells of how he secretly provided dowries for 3 poor sisters, saving them from being sold into slavery. And these stories evolve over time. So over time, St. Nicholas became the patron saint of children and also of sailors. And his feast day, December 6th, was widely, and in parts still is celebrated in Europe. On this day, children will leave their shoes outside overnight, hoping to find small gifts or coins inside. Sounds familiar, doesn't it? Now let's head north to the Germanic and Norse traditions. One key figure, of course, here is Odin, the all-father god of Norse mythology. And during Yule, a midwinter festival, Odin was set to ride his magical 8-legged horse, Sleipnir, through the skies. And he would leave out food he would give gifts to children in return for leaving food out for his horse, for Sleipnir. And this tradition likely inspired the idea of a gift bringer traveling through the night, through the sky. And also Odin's typical imagery helped quite a bit. It's an older man with a long beard, often associated with wisdom and mysticism. And it's a very clear precursor to the modern Santa. So over time, these Norse and Germanic traditions blended with Christianity and their practices, creating the foundation for the current Santa mythology. But of course, Santa Claus evolved further, because meanwhile in medieval England, there was another figure associated with the season, Father Christmas. And he wasn't a gift giver, but more a personification of good cheer, of feasting, of merriment during the winter season. Dark nights, long nights, you need to cheer up. Unlike St. Nicholas or Odin, Father Christmas represented more the spirit of joy and celebration, and not so much a literal person or a god. And as time went on, Father Christmas and his festive vibes, they started merging with the other traditions, with St. Nicholas and Odin, adding another layer to the evolving Santa Claus figure. There were other influences too. For instance, Dutch settlers brought the tradition of Sinterklaas to America in the 17th century. Sinterklaas, derived from St. Nicholas, wore a bishop's robe and was known for bringing gifts to children. Over time, Sinterklaas became Santa Claus in the New World, taking on a more secular and universal appeal. But the real transformation happened in the 19th century. In 1823, Clement Clarke Moore's poem, A Visit from St. Nicholas, or 'Twas the Night Before Christmas, gave us many of the traits we today associate with Santa. The jolly demeanor, the reindeers, down to the names of the reindeers, the sleigh, the chimney climbing antics. This was all in these two works. Then came Thomas Nast, a political cartoonist who in the 1860s solidified Santa's image. Nast depicted Santa as a round, cheerful man with a red suit, living at the North Pole with his toy-making workshop. These ideas stem back to the time just before the Civil War. And this modern look basically got the last major refinement in the 1930s, thanks in most part to a Coca-Cola advertisement that popularized the red-suited Santa we all recognize. So today, this Santa Claus is basically a global icon, but nevertheless, he's not the same everywhere. In France, for example, children await Père Noël, Father Christmas. In Russia, Grandfather Frost delivers gifts with the help of his granddaughter. So what's amazing is that how Santa has become a unifying figure, blending traditions from many cultures, from dating way back in history up to today. It all comes together, but it still allows for unique and local twists. And at the heart of Santa Claus is the and always has been the archetype of the benevolent figure, someone who embodies hope, generosity, and joy. And this idea really transcends culture and religion and time. It speaks to universal human desires for kindness and connection, especially during the darkest day of the winter. So Santa's mythological roots show us how stories evolve over time, how they can blend the sacred with the secular, the ancient with the modern, and sometimes into something that resonates deeply with people of all ages. So there you have it, Santa Claus, a figure shaped by centuries of storytelling, mythology, cultural exchange, from a saintly bishop in Turkey to a Norse god on a flying horse, from Jolly Poet's creation to a global icon. Santa's story, I think, is as magical as the season he represents. And for extra credit, and I know that many creatives are watching this channel, how do you think Santa Claus will evolve in our future? Might be especially of interest for science fiction writers like myself. If you need like a little detail in your story, think about adding how the passage of time can change or progress the image of an icon like Santa in our science fiction stories. Something to think about. Thanks for having me today. Thank you, Fleet. Happy holidays.
Excellent, Bert.
I know that Santa Claus will be AI later.
Even before you brought up the theme of what is he conjure, what is he? The family was already commenting, and one of the comments, Bert, was, well, he already took on the Martians. So, of course, that Santa Claus conquers the Martians from 1964. There was another comment that refers to Krampus, and of course, Imperial Leader Claus made I think Erica almost lost her whatever she was drinking because she thought that was funny. So there we went right into horror stories, sci-fi stories, just like you predicted or wished, and there is the fulfillment of your request there, Bert.
Boom. I'm glad it's already going. My screen is too small to allow me to read the comments, or maybe my eyes are too bad to see him on.
See, if you believed in Imperious Leader Claus, he'd bring you a bigger screen.
I missed your comments, guys. Sorry about that, but I'm glad you had a preemptive strike at my request. Very much appreciate it. Love you, Fleet.
Santa Claus is going to be a Cylon.
Okay,
it's going to be an AI. AI is going to take over everything.
Right. So yes, we have to say that out loud so that Tipsy can be fulfilled.
That's right.
His vision.
Can you imagine the eight? Can you imagine the eight tiny reindeer are just like robots? I mean, how else would they fly? I mean, that's the magic behind this. They're robot reindeers with little rockets and.
That's what you need. Elf. You need more elf in your diet. So
what about the Santa Claus from Futurama? Remember that?
There we go. Yeah.
There you go. That's another one.
Everybody.
Yes.
Everyone's
Thank you,
dead.
John. Of course. Didn't Lee Majors team up with Santa at some point?
Oh, yes.
Yeah. So I like it how this is a figure that everybody can make their own. Everybody can take a step. Everybody is, and it never feels wrong, right? So it's something you can take on in your stories, and make it your own. And it's both. It's one of these things that's recognizable, but you can put a fresh paint of coat on it as long as the paint is red, and you have something new and exciting or fun. So it's okay. I think it's, from a storytelling point of view, amazing that works.
All right, so
Claus.
Of course, Lola, to wrap this up, Bert, Lola says in her vision it's Santa Claus either in the Viper or on the Viper, flying to get the gifts out. So I like that, Lola.
Eight tiny Daggets.
I think he's pulled by 8 Vipers.
Eight tiny Daggets.
8 Vipers. I like that even better. Bert, thank you so much.
It's probably the Galactica, because the Galactica needs to be pulled anyways because it can't fly.
Yeah. Please, guys, don't forget to tune in and follow Bert Oliver Boehmer. You're constantly putting stuff up related to
Galacticide.
Galacticide. So don't forget.
Which I kind of like because it sounds like you're killing Galactica. So I'm good with that.
Stop it! It's a great series.
Great series, Bert.
Yeah. So keep up the great work, Bert. Thank you so much. happy holidays. Cheers.
Cheers, sir.
See you
Fans for
again
the fleet.
very soon.
Happy holidays. Fans
Happy
fuel the
holidays.
fleet.
That was great. If you get a chance, Bert,
This is
go
good
in and
stuff.
take a look at the comments. You're going to see there's a lot of fun going on with that. That was a great segment. Thank you. So that
AI
leads us
Santa.
then
That's all I gotta say.
oh boy, okay. So we need to now just set up a little bit of a segue for our special guest tonight.
All right,
Now,
Pete. Well, take
we
it away.
We are reciprocating. We've already been on Wolf
Hang on, there
Media's
we go.
podcast. So, we had a great time. And of course, we went over our limit, but if you can go find it, it's out
Oh, yeah,
there.
we had a
We'll
great
talk
time.
about where it is. And we had such a great time. And we talked all about, doing a podcast, how it's made, right? So we'd put in, we throw our hat into the race or the ring for our podcast for IFB, and we were recognized and humbled for honored by receiving we put the award up for best pop culture podcast, and so it was really cool. We made a really cool connection with the director, and so Jacquelynn Wolfheart is with us, and she's multi-talented, does a whole lot of stuff. We will not use her official title, doctor, PhD. We'll keep that on the side unless she wants to be called doctor. I will gladly call her doctor. Doctor. That's right. So,
Give me the
but
news.
she's with us. She's here. We're going to definitely going to talk about putting together what is it to actually run a film festival. She's the director of Wolf Media Film Festival, and so we'll talk about that. But she's also a podcaster. She's also a collector of comic books, so that's in there too. She's a writer. She's a singer too. I was not aware of that, and I'm now aware of it. And her film is available. It's out there. We'll talk about it streaming. I believe it's Amazon, so we'll
Yes,
talk about
Amazon.
that. Tipsy already started watching it. So multi-talented, and that has nothing to do with her professional life, which is related to her PhD, but it's incredible. We're honored to have her here. She came on early too. So without further ado, Jackie, thank you for coming to visit here on IFB. Welcome.
Thank you so much. I'm so excited. I love you guys. I have my heart just has a crush on you guys. This is my favorite,
Excellent.
my favorite family to be a part of. I'm just so happy to be here.
Cool. And you know what? And the other thing that we want to make sure everybody knows that you are also a fan, that you're also a nerd, that you are into comic books and stuff. So, okay. So before we go too far, just to establish your credentials, give us some of your favorite TV, movies, whatever, and tell us about your favorite genre. And then we go right into your film festival, the Wolf Media Film Festival.
Oh gosh, of my favorite. Okay, so I love comic books for sure. I've been a Walking Dead fan since probably before day one. Comic book wise, I'm talking. I do have all of them and the compendiums and all those things that go with.
Cool.
Same with oh my gosh, now I'm drawing a blank. Deadpool is also one of my major favorites. X-Men. I have all the X-Men, not necessarily mint condition, but I have all the X-Men comic books. Transformers, another one that I have all the comic
Robots
books,
in
which a lot
disguise.
of people don't know that Transformers is a comic book. So have all those, and I am so blessed that my youngest son is also obsessed with Transformers. So that works out so lovely for me. And we do visit Universal theme parks quite often because they do have the Transformers there. And we have talked to the animatronics. Well, I think they're actually puppeted by real people, but we talk to them a few times a year because why not? If we can, we're gonna, right? So I don't know if I have a favorite genre of comic books. I just like what I like. I like a little bit of reality mixed in with fake, if that makes sense. So one of the best series, though, I think that's out there is the Flashpoint comics. where they sort of took a total different turn on the Batman, what you know of Batman and what you know of DC, basically, and they gave it a whole new spin. But the Batman timeline is my favorite one because it is not Bruce's father or parents who died. It is Bruce himself who died, and his mom and dad are now Batman and Joker. And that is one of my most favorite storylines. I'm like, please let me write the script for that. Let's turn that into a movie.
Go to a fan film. Yeah.
Yeah, it could totally be a fan film. But I just think that is like, because you know the behind the scene, the original story, because you know that, getting this whole different, completely different view of it to me is just, I love it so much. So those are just some of my favorites. I know they're a little bit cliche and more of the pop, but that's what I've been drawn to in the last, oh gosh, I'll say 30 years. I think I started reading Deadpool in like second or third. I was too young to be reading Deadpool. I will tell you that. And so it was a secret. It was a little bit of a secret, because it is not a kid's comic book by any means, but he's got a sword and he looks cool. So drawn
That's
to him.
good enough.
That was good enough for little old me. I was in elementary school, but I don't think I was in second. He might have came out when I was in second grade. But I think I was maybe like fourth or fifth grade when I found him and started reading the Deadpool comics.
Cool.
So been reading for a long, long time, and I'm sorry
cool.
that they're cliche. So, but
No,
that's my
hey.
favorites.
Our show is all about the things we love and what what we cherish and experiencing it when it's out, and it's in its, starting it, whatever lifespan it has, right? Sometimes like Deadpool has had how many years that it's been out. We're fans of an original show that had one season, and quote one movie, and it was rebooted in 2004, but it came back differently. So
Yeah.
hey, it doesn't matter if it was just one season or not, and how deeply ingrained in our society it is, doesn't matter. We're fans of what we're fans of, and it's great.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
welcome to IFB. Jackie, we talked a lot when we were on your show, but tell us a little bit about getting involved in the film festival thing. How did you do that? I mean, it's a big deal, but give us the background of what it's like on your level, right? So you're the director of the film festival. Tell us about that, because most people don't know anything about that.
Yeah, so I actually bought this festival from some previous owners in the UK. And let me tell you, it's been a wild ride because I've been an avid convention goer for 2 decades or so, and I love them so much. And so when I had the opportunity to buy this film festival, which was because I had won at their festival with my film submission, it kind of came up that I could purchase this from them. And I was like, I'm going to turn it into more convention like. We're not just going to accept films, we're going to branch out and try to honor so many artists of various types. And we try to keep very low submission fees because we're not trying to burn out people's pockets. There's like you guys, you have a fan film you made, and that's like your entire budget for who knows how long. You don't have this big budget, these big producers in your pocket just being like, here's, a couple more grand to enter to this next festival. So we try to keep the fees low. We do lots of frees and giveaways as well. Uh, you just got to kind of reach out to us, explain why you might need the code or whatever. And we do lots of free as well. And it's just been kind of a weird, wild ride, honestly. This is my second year as the owner. It's going so well, I think, this year, now that I have 1 year under my belt. It has definitely changed and going so much smoother than last year. Last year was fun. It was fun for me. It was a fun learning experience. But this year it's going smooth. And so that kind of adds to it. And you just don't really know all the things that go on behind the scenes until you're in charge of having to do the things behind the scene. You just you just don't think about it until there's like, oh wait, we only have one microphone, but we have 10 people. And you're like, I didn't know I was supposed to get microphone, or whatever the thing is that you didn't know you were supposed to do until it's happening. Um, so yeah, I don't know if I even answered your question, but that's my ramblings of the festival. It's been fun though, I can say that.
All right, so I'd heard of the festival, right? So Wolf Media Film Festival, like you said, had been around before you took it over. I had heard of it before you took it over, just because I was prepping our films, our indie films, and I was doing, my due diligence. So I had heard of it. It had made it on there was some list that I've been looking at, and I was like, oh, okay, that's interesting. So that was definitely one of the targeted film festivals that I knew of. We jumped in when you had the podcast category. That's when we came in. That's how we connected. The other thing is that your film festival is on the prestigious Film Freeway. That's the platform. So there's other platforms that host film festivals, but there's only one that is basically at the top of the list, and that's Film Freeway. So that speaks for itself as well, right? So there are standards that have to be met for a film festival to get onto Film Freeway. It's not just anybody. So that's a big deal as well. So kudos to you for maintaining status and being on Film Freeway and not one of the other ones that are sometimes less reputable. Film Freeway is very much at the very top. So that's a good thing. This year, right? This year hasn't concluded. So your film festival is still open. What does that mean?
So our year for our festival goes April to April. And we actually do something that other festivals might do this, but I'm not aware of. This is a pretty rare thing, but we may be the only one that does it, is that we actually do monthly awards in addition to our annual awards. So we take submissions all month long. It starts and ends on the 20th of every month, and where you can submit. And then our winners of each month are going for the annual award. Kind of flubbed my words there. The annual awards at the end there. So we do monthly awards because we realized pretty quickly that we get so many awesome everythings, right? And somebody who might have scored, like, let's say a script, and it gets scored and the judges come back and the combined score says they've got a 97 out of 100, but they lost. You're thinking how, because somebody else got a 97.2. So we just sort of realized that there is so many people who are doing awesome, amazing things and might not get recognized for the awesome, amazing things they're doing. So we're adding more ways to award people, more ways to amplify their voice. I've said this to you guys. I like to amplify voices and give voices to people who don't really have a voice. So we're trying to find out ways to do that. So I think we might be the only one who does the monthly awards like that, but don't quote me, please, because I'm not 100% sure. But we are also IMDb approved, which takes even more work and recognition and maintenance and all that. You have to be established for, I think, 6 years before you can even apply to get recognized by them. That means anybody who has a video podcast, anybody who has films, of course, various things that could be mentioned on IMDb, our festival can award you and acknowledge you on there as well. So we're just getting ready to update our website in preparation for this year's festival, but that was some people we had last year. We had the guys from Blue's Clues come and read to kids. One of my favorite children's shows is Blue's Clues and Blue's Clues and You, so of course we had to ask them. We have social media influencer. I don't know if I'd even say influencers, but social media content is also something that we accept and we award people. And so you might have recognized over to the left there, there was Henrik from where is he from? Norway, I believe. He came all the way from Norway to be a part of our festival last year, and he is a social media content creator. He makes very hilarious and a lot of heartfelt content. And he was there. We had a couple of actors there. But we had so many people show up to our awards ceremony last year. It was quite amazing. That the awards ceremony was one of my favorite nights of my life for sure. It was great.
Very cool. You also have a category that we have to talk. We got to mention the AI, right? So I noticed that it is becoming more of a standard in the festival circuits, especially the ones that, do sci-fi or fantasy, horror. They're starting more and more to have AI category for, any type of creation or film, and you do too. What
Mhm.
does that mean? Can you clue us in on what you set up with that?
Yeah, so I'll be like so super honest on how that even came to be is we used to be free. We took free submissions completely, but we were getting so many AI and bad AI submissions that we started to actually have to have fees on our thing. So if you people could go through, it's like $2 fees, nothing crazy for some of the categories, but we were getting a lot of AI stuff and then like I said, a lot of bad AI. Like it was literally people just wasting our time. Like I think they just hit their keyboard, something popped up and they said, let's submit it. So I decided, but we were also getting really good AI things as well. So I decided to prevent people from wasting our time, we do have to add some minimal fee for things, but let's also acknowledge that people are putting work and effort into the AI. Now, me, I have very mixed feelings about AI in general, but I don't think it should go unacknowledged. People, especially, I feel like it's a little bit classist to say AI shouldn't be used because there are people who cannot afford even a video camera, even they don't have cell phones with cameras on them. So there are people who literally cannot access something to make a film, but they can access a computer at the library to make an AI film. So, I feel it's a little bit classist to remove AI from everything and everywhere. I just think if you want AI to be included, you need to also put a lot of work into it. And the AI submissions that we get, people are definitely putting the work into them. There's very beautiful films. They are properly labeling everything so they're never making you feel like, this is real, or this is a real voice if has an AI voice. They're properly labeling everything. They're not taking away from anybody, and they're using the tools that they have within their means. And I feel like that is something to be acknowledged and rewarded. So we added that. I think it was after you guys even had already won your award. I might have added it after that, but it might have been around the same time that I decided we should be acknowledging these people who this might be their only way to share their art. And so that's honestly why we included it as well.
So the follow-up is an obvious one. Is that category and the idea of AI assisted art and films and movies, long or short, is that going to go away in your opinion?
I don't think so. I mean, I don't think we're ever going to see a big budget production completely AI. I don't think that's ever going to happen. But I do think it's going to help amazing things happen on large films, on films that you would go to the theater to see. I think AI is going to assist cooler things happening. I don't think it's going anywhere. I don't think it's ever going to be able to replace actors. Um, I don't think it's ever going to replace good script writing. I don't think it's ever going to replace authors. I mean, we get book submissions, and it's obvious when an AI has written a novel, and it's obvious when a person has written it, and you feel it. You can feel the difference when you're reading it. And I'm not going to give away the clues on how I can tell if it's AI or not because I don't want people to kind of alter those. So I don't think it's going anywhere, but I think if you use the tools properly, it's just going to enhance everything and make everything so much more cool and make everything so much more easy and help people, like I said before, it's going to help people who don't have the means to get where they're going. Because I think most filmmakers, if they're using AI, like indie filmmakers, if they're using AI right now, it's because they want to get to a point where they don't have to use AI anymore. And so I think it's going to help them do that. And so I don't think it's going anywhere. And I don't really think anybody has to worry about like losing their jobs or anything because people can tell. You can feel a difference between you and I now and if I were an AI person talking to you. There is a difference. So
There
I think
is.
it's just gonna I think it's just gonna help. And if you're worried about it taking over, just do better. Be better at what you're doing, and then you don't have to worry about it taking you over. You know what I'm saying? Like just be better, be a better writer, be more creative, be more exceptional, and then you won't get replaced by AI. And people are so much more exceptional than they even realize. So, just go for it, basically, is I guess my advice. Go for it.
Cool. I
The
I
Cylons are
was
coming.
Yeah, they are. They are. I was lucky enough to be one of the judges for the AI category at the Brooklyn Science Fiction, the Sci-Fi Film Festival that was
Cool.
this past October. So I
Oh,
got to
okay.
see, like you were saying, there's stuff that's really, really good, and then I didn't get to see the bottom because those were screened out, but I got to see the like the mid-level and then above of some of the AI product productions that were submitted
Yeah,
from short to they were all shorts, so there was
great.
like those things that were like maybe
You can't afford a long.
minutes. Well, believe me, they did.
You got to
And what
be
they
really, really to get all the
it
credits
was
for that. You got to be rich.
it was so what this one of the best ones that I saw, Tipsy, what they did was they made sure that they created their scenes were short, and they did have, they
5 to 8
created
seconds. Yeah.
b-rolls, yeah, and they kind of they spliced it all together, and they made like a 5 minute. It was a good. It was probably under 5 minutes, but it was really good. And they were able to hold the characters and their look. They had held up pretty good. So, and it was one of the better ones that I saw. I think one of the top three that I saw in the category that I was judging. So it's here. I don't really think that it's going to go away, but yeah, it's a tool. It's a tool like anything else,
Right.
and we've talked a lot about that. So I just, for the record, Jackie, typically a film festival, when someone submits, they go to a platform, and they submit their work to the festival. On the opposite end, now on the festival end, usually there's screeners, and then there's judges,
Mm-hmm.
and then there's like that final selection that's done by usually like the directors of the festival, and then those awards, the final winners usually are given out at the festival, right? The live. is that
Yes.
is that your setup as well?
Yeah, like I said, we do the monthly award, but that's just all digitally. We send you guys a certificate. We acknowledge you here and there. And other than giving you acknowledgement, there's no like real award. Bragging rights is basically your monthly
Hmm.
award. But when
Right.
the annual award comes, um, almost every festival is the same way, is that there will be an in-person ceremony that you can attend. Some of them are more fancy. Ours was fairly fancy last year. It wasn't necessarily required, but we held a ball basically. It was very fancy. It was very lovely. We did a full meal, which that's not
Wow.
yeah, it was, and we had an open bar as well. But
Wow.
you're not going to find that at every festival. It might
No.
just be the awards ceremony that you attend, and then you do a lot of fun, in my personal opinion, a lot of fun networking. It is a great place to meet people. Whether you win or not, you're going to go home with meeting some great people who can help branch you out in your career. But yes, so we get the submissions. I am not a judge at our festival unless we have tie scores, then I
Okay.
have to be the hard one. I have to be the one to break somebody's heart and make somebody's day. That's me. So I rarely get to judge. Occasionally I do. I'd say about once a month I have one project out of the hundreds of projects that I have to tie, or the hundreds of categories that I have to do a tiebreaker. Um, and that's so rough on me because I want everybody to be a winner. So to be like, I have to pick the loser is so rough on me. But then so it goes, we do it monthly, which also helps us at the end of the year. We are not going through a whole year's worth of films. We've already narrowed everything down month by month and put things in categories. What's different for us is monthly, there's a lot more categories that you can win in. But by the end of the year, we've narrowed them down a bit. So, for example, let's say monthly we have different types of horror films you can win in. You can win in like creature feature, you can win in like supernatural or paranormal, you can win in like I can't even think of them all, but there's various types of different horror movies, right? By our in-person festival, we combine them all. So we just give best horror feature of the year. So we don't have quite as many to give at the end of the year. For our particular festival as well, we don't judge a category unless we have 5 or more submissions in it.
Oh,
I
okay.
cannot say for other festivals that they do that. They might just say you're the only submission, so you're the winner.
Oh, that's
Or they
cool.
might
Yeah.
say you're the only submission, so we're not going to have a winner. They might do either way. For us, we do not move forward in the month unless we have 5. We'll just roll you over into the next month and wait until we have at least 5. So it's a little bit more of a actual competition.
Yeah. Well, that's cool.
Yeah. So because we want people to actually earn their place, I guess. That's a little bit mean way to phrase it, but we don't want to just like pity hand an award out.
Right.
And sometimes it's like, oh, we only have 3, and it's so clear that this one person is gonna win. Why can't I just award them? It's because maybe somebody else is gonna beat them out, and so we want at least 5 before we narrow things down. And this year we've gotten so many. We've gotten too many. I got to tell you, in all the categories. I think the most we get is scripts. But thankfully, most of them are short scripts as well. So they're 30 pages, they're not like 150-page long scripts or anything. But we get so many that I don't think we've had to wait this year for any like roll over anything. Nothing that's coming to mind. But last year we had a couple categories where we had a roll over, like a couple of months before we got enough submissions to actually judge them. But yeah, so basically how you described it is exactly how it works. We will start notifying people whenever we select our in-person date of the awards. About a month ahead, we will start notifying people if they're nominated. Well, if you won a monthly award, you're already nominated. But that's when we start letting people know where the event is, what time, and all that information about a month ahead of time. So that they can make plans if they want to come. At our festival, it's not required for you to be in attendance to win the annual award. However, we have learned budget-wise that we cannot ship you your trophy.
Yeah.
So any other awards we don't mind shipping, but I mean, sometimes shipping the awards of people who don't show up is, $20,000 sometimes between all the people who don't show up. So we have learned that if you don't show up, you
Wow.
don't actually get a physical trophy, but we don't mind sending your more fancy papered certificates and updating you. And we do a profit share. So any money of tickets that we sold and things like that, we spread that and mail that out to all the people, not just our winners, but they get a bigger portion. So our winners get money, and then anybody else who was selected or nominated, they also get a portion of our profit. So we're not technically a nonprofit, but we don't do this for money. We do this to help the little guy.
That is truly unique. There's very few, if any,
First I heard of
do
that.
something
Yeah.
like that. Yeah, that actually, for cash prizes do that. So that is very honorable. That's really cool. So for anybody that's actually doing the scripts. If you have a script that you want to submit, I think it's if I'm not mistaken, it's still open. So submissions are still open. Final annual award submissions is January 20th, based on what I see of Film Freeway. So if you guys are listening or watching, you still have a chance. If there's any of you filmmakers that have done anything, there's a photography category. There is the podcasting review critique category, multicultural diversity, feature short web, social short series pilot, short film, feature film. All of that is still open on Film Freeway. You have to register there, and then you can submit. Just look up Wolf Media Festival, and there you go, guys. So that is cool.
If you don't mind, I'd like to clarify a little bit too that we just do a flat title of like feature or short. We just say it like that because we found often that people might submit their film, they submit it as a horror. Well, and then they lose as a horror. But it was actually a really great thriller that would have won had they submitted as a thriller. So we take that out. Other festivals charge you per, not all festivals, but a lot of festivals charge you per category you're submitting to. We took that out. Again, we're not trying to take people's money. We took that out of there. And so we just say, is it a short or is it a long? Or a feature, sorry, is it a short film or is it a feature film? We will pick the category for you so we can hopefully get you in the best category that you're going to win in. We are really trying to make it easy, and that's other festivals charge you, like if you wanted your lead to be nominated. We will pick, if your lead is nominated, we will let you know. We're not charging you extra for that. We're really trying to make everything just like one small little fee, and then we find a spot for you, so you don't have to worry about is mine a horror, is mine a thriller, is mine a and submitting to 12 categories, and at the end of the day you just spent $600 trying to hopefully get into one. We'll do that for you. So
well, that's cool. That is really admirable. That's really cool.
That's cool.
There are a few festivals that we've encountered that do that, and they tend to be some of the better ones. Shockfest has just run their course. They were around for 18 years. They just retired. We were sci-fi. We won best sci-fi film at their festival, and they were more or less set up that way as well. So you would submit, and if they thought it was something worthy, they then take it and find the category that it's going to compete in. And so they kind of did a sort of, it reminds me of what you were saying. And so, yeah, that's great. And they were, we went to Vegas for their festival. I had a really good time. They did what you were saying, the networking, trying to help out. So we're happy that we were able to connect with yours as well. Now we got to jump into
before we leave.
Oh, sorry, Tipsy. Go ahead.
You're fine. Before we leave this, I think there's a couple of things that you might want to consider later on. We have a lot of people that watch our show that write fan fiction. That might be something that you might be interested in later on. I mean, I know you do some story. What is it? I can't think of the word. Hang on, give me a second.
We do take scripts already.
Scripts, yeah.
And so, but we don't actually have a fan fiction category like on our side behind the scenes. We actually don't have.
That would be fun because I know a lot of our people write fan fiction. I mean, there's Facebook sites that we follow and that follow us that is strictly fan fiction. What they're doing is they're actually, one person posts up a story and then the other people add to it as the time goes on. It's kind of fun.
That sounds so fun.
Yeah, it's fun. It's like, it's almost like a choose your own adventure type thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's so cool.
That's pretty cool. And then we have some people who just do fan fiction. I mean, we've got, we've got Sean I messed up. Sean Shallow. Yeah, so he writes his own fan fiction, fan film stuff, and it's all inside of there. So I think it's something maybe you want to look into. And the other one is maybe some audio drama stuff. That's something that
Yeah, we sort of have that. We do have storytelling podcast
Oh,
is a
okay.
category, and we've had, oh my gosh, I think that's going to be the hardest this year to choose the annual winner for,
Hmm.
because we have gotten really good storytelling podcasts.
Yeah, I have to start breaking those up into subcategories, and that's so much work for you guys. I mean, I'm so amazed that you've got this many different categories, and you
Oh
have,
yeah.
I don't,
If I should have sent
takes.
you the actual sheet of all the subcategories, because it gets crazy with like podcasts, there's only I think five subcategories. But with photography, there's like 40 different categories.
No way.
Yeah, there's so many.
Wow.
Yeah, and like from last year, we're learning more. Like me personally, I'm learning more, because in my brain, it's just like there's a photo, and then
Yeah.
and I did photography for a long time. So, but it is, just some simple ones like, is it landscape? Is it portrait? Is it black and white? Is it urban? And you're like all
Wow.
these
Yeah.
different categories.
Oof.
So there's like 40 just for photography. So you have a pretty high chance of winning at minimum a monthly award, assuming that like not everybody also submitted a black and white photo or whatever. But like I said, there you have to have at least five submissions for us to judge you. And we don't, this is the probably frustrating side, is we don't notify you to let you know that we didn't get five submissions. We'll just
Oh.
roll you over. So some people are probably thinking, oh, I lost the monthly
They
one.
ripped us off. They took our
Yeah,
money.
they didn't even view us, but no, we just didn't judge you because we didn't have enough. If at the end of the year we don't have five by that, we do narrow you down into a larger group, and we'll notify you that you've been that way. But I don't think that's going to happen this year. Last year
No.
we did have that, but
How
this
many?
year
Yeah.
there's no way.
How many
There's no.
judges do you have for all of this stuff? I mean, there's so many different categories. How many judges do you have to shuffle around with and notify? Hey, these submissions you need to look at, and these are the ones you need to vote on, and that
Yeah,
has to be
we
crazy.
it's actually not too crazy. We have 16 judges total, but they're not 16 judges per category. So it's like your films, your photography, your authors.
Hmm.
The downside is I actually pay them more than what a submission fee is. So like it's a net loss on my end. But I feel really bad for the authors or the author judges, because
Yeah,
they're
for
getting
reading it.
novels a lot of the
Yeah.
time, and that could take days, weeks even to finish a novel. And I'm like, you have 16 novels to read, and I'm paying them $25 to do that. As we're a judge who has a 2 minute, or sorry, a film judge who has like a 2 minute short to watch, they also get paid $25.
Uh,
So, so I feel really bad for the ones who have to do any reading, any of the script judges. All our judges are also award winners from, they have to be a multi-award winner in their category of what they're judging. So we don't just have like, it's not just like, oh, hey kids, I got something for you to do today. It's,
Interesting.
it's,
yeah,
we do have
that's,
award-winning
yeah.
judges.
You've
Wow.
got another family that backs you up there.
I,
That's
I
that's
do.
a
Yeah.
huge group of people that can actually you rely on to you can't watch all that stuff. You can't read all that stuff.
Well, I don't watch them in full, but I do try to weed out I hate to say this, I hate to say it, but I do try to weed out the bad ones first, and then try to
Oh yeah.
submit anything that looks like it's going to be decent. If that makes sense. And I feel really bad ever telling somebody that their project is bad. It's just, is it award winning?
Exactly.
So,
It's not
Right.
bad.
And sometimes,
It's
yeah,
just not
there-
up to par for the award.
right.
right. And it depends on the year. I was a screener for Brooklyn Sci-Fi, and then I was a judge for the last 2 years. So when I started as a screener, which is all volunteer, right? You screen, and there's criteria that they have to meet, and if it doesn't meet the criteria, then it's the recommendation is this is not worthy, because of the criteria, to move forward in the festival. So there's this lineup of the screeners, and then there's the judges that get assigned X number of the screened, now selected projects that are going to move forward.
Right.
And from over the 3 years, I have seen sometimes you see things that are, that's pretty good, and then you'll see stuff that's this is professional. This should be
Right.
actually on right there. So it depends. You may end up a year where the competition may not be that stiff, or it will. And so it's not, and it's good that you have a heart and that you feel, you have that sense, that moral compass is there, that you feel bad. It's not so much that it's a bad product.
Mhm.
Like maybe the other stuff you're seeing. I remember the Queens International Film Festival. I was a production consultant on a project, and the project that I consulted in got in. The stuff that was in, the finalists that were actually screened at the festival in the movie theater, I remember there's one that was made in Ireland, and there's no doubt in my mind that the budget for this short was probably, the production value, easy, $150,000. They had
Wow.
equipment and the camera and the angles and just I was like, oh my God, how can anybody compete against this? That's how obvious it was that this is done by, they're not amateurs. They're not, I don't know what kind of indie level this was. It was tremendous. So if you're watching that compared to, well, like me and the boys just got together to film this in the yard, and we wrote a good story, but I can't, like, if I'm going to compete with this guy that's, like Hollywood level,
That's
hey,
such a stacked.
it is what it is, right? I mean, that, you as a judge or a director or a screener, you're going to be like, yeah, this thing is here, and now everything else, right? It may not be that it's bad.
Yeah.
It's just, and then sometimes you may not get that. Like I said, I've done other ones where that doesn't exist. So there's more of a level playing field. Let me ask you a question, though. I'll put you on the spot, though. What happens when somebody submits an indie film that has somebody that you recognize is in the business, right? An actor that's like, oh my God, look who that is. How does that change things?
Yeah, last year, so far we haven't had that issue this year, despite being probably, oh my gosh, probably 10 times more submissions than last year even. But last year we had quite a few celebrities come in through films that we
Wow.
were doing. And we did, so I think, so one film in particular had Minnie Driver and
Wow.
Marissa Tomei in it.
Jeez.
Paulo Casto, I might be saying his last name wrong. They were all in it, and they are all known actors.
Sure.
Some of them you just know by name, and some of them you see their face and you're like, oh, that guy, right?
Yeah.
We had a film that had Dante Bosco in it. He played Rufio in Hook, and he was my teenage crush. So,
Wow.
So we had a film with him in it. So this is one where we award them monthly if they were just because you're famous doesn't mean you are the best actor, right? Doesn't mean that you are the best at whatever the thing is. Just because you had a big budget doesn't necessarily mean you're the best. Just because you're known doesn't mean you're the best, right? But typically they are going to be. That's why they're in the position they are. So we decided last year that it's one we will award the known name for monthly. So it could be attributed on their IMDb that they are award winners, but we weren't including the known names in our annual event.
Oh, that's cool.
So it was we did let them know that was the case, that we are trying to amplify unknown voices, and we can't really do that, but we do admire you and hope that you can inspire some of our unknown voices. So we did let them know that, but in a lot of those productions, the reason we're getting them is because somebody else, this is a producer's first time, this is a director's first time, and that's why we're getting the film. So those people are still on the block for winning, for potentially winning. In the case of those two films I mentioned, though, they Dante Bosco's film won, but not in the category that he thought he was going to win. It was because we have a throwback award, and that film was actually created, I think, 11 years ago, but so they were just now releasing it, and so we said our timeline is it has to be created within 24 months of your submission, so it could be up to 2 years from our awards date that it was created. So they weren't in that timeline, but in our throwback award, they fit. I don't believe for the other film, I can't remember who was nominated. Oh, the producer was nominated for some award. I'm sorry that I don't remember off the top of my head. And they did win that, but the director actually did not win. And it was a great film. Don't get me wrong. You could look it up. It's called something that I don't remember.
That's a cool title.
Yeah, I'm so sorry. It's one I actually watched probably 10 times because it was really such a cool, interesting short film. I think it was about 18 minutes long, maybe. And it was about trying to capture spirits after somebody dies, and so that they could study the spirits. So they were watching somebody pass away and watching their soul try to go on into the beyond, but they caught it instead. Anyways, it was a fascinating, unique, not too scary, but definitely something that made your mind think a little bit film. But I don't think that, well, I know the director did not actually win that time, but the producer won some award for that. So yeah, we do try to get the newbies is who we're focusing on, and we do let them know when they submit. Just because you have a big name doesn't mean that you're gonna win. So
that sounds very fair.
Yeah,
we're trying.
So, Jackie, what about is there any merit to the idea that a submission might have won other film festivals, and now they're coming to you and saying, hey, by the way, we've done really well. Please take that into consideration.
Is there a waiting on that? Yeah.
And or a premiere. How do those two play into things?
Yeah, we don't take that into consideration at all. If your film could actually be released, or whatever, your project could be released already and out into the public, as long as it's not something way from the past that you're trying to win an award for now, other than our throwback award. It could be released, it could be premiered, it could be waiting for a premiere, it could have won 45 awards. The only thing I will say that we take into consideration is we look at what type of award it won, and we try to see, does that help our judges be, how do I even explain it? So if you won in a comedy, right? But we're watching it and and say you won 40 times for comedy, but we're watching it and we're like, this is like a dramedy or a rom-com, and it's not really, doesn't really fit comedy for us. We try to look a little bit and to see why they picked comedy, and maybe it's because at that festival they didn't have rom-com, right? And so we'll be the first to award them for rom-com, but we don't really take into, you can win all the awards in the world and still not win with us. Your score has to beat somebody else's score, and that's what it comes down to. We just might use it as a little guidance as to why it won certain awards, and navigate if we're matching up and we're seeing what other people are seeing. But at the end, we don't even look at that until we're making the awards. I get the scores back, I compile them, I make my data sheets and my spreadsheets, and then I figure out what awards they're going to after, and that's when I might look and see, like, why do all my people think this is a dramedy, but they've, everywhere else they're winning comedy? And so I look into that a little bit, but it doesn't really influence us at all. You can win, like I said, you can win a billion awards and lose with us, and that's just because somebody better came along, and that's it. It doesn't mean you're bad. It doesn't
Fair.
mean that you suck. Yeah, it's just that somebody scored 10 points more than you, and that's why you did not win.
That's fair. See, that levels it all out, right? That made total sense. Now it clicked in my mind, and that's exactly the real world, right? So you take something that's won so many awards, and yet it goes up against somebody else, and that somebody else might be, fresh, first submission, and it's that much better. It is what it is. So very cool. Yep. All right. Good. All right. So let's jump into your podcasting, because you do podcasting. So tell us about the podcasting. You often share it with your co-host. So tell us about that, please.
Yeah, so Richard is my current only co-host. I used to have two hosts, Richard and Kyle, and I love her dearly, but she is an artist and she is doing crazy awesome artwork right now, so she hasn't been able to host any this year. So it's just me and Richard now, and I love him because, as you guys can tell, I talk a lot, and he kind of reels me in so I don't talk too much. But our podcast, we host, I would say maybe a perk of winning a monthly award is that you get to be a guest on our podcast if you want. It's not required. Another way to share your work. And we just interview the winners only. That is all we're interviewing. They could talk about whatever. They don't even have to talk about their project at all if they don't want. They could talk about that the whole time if they want. They could talk about their dog when they were 2 years old and, whatever. We talk about whatever they want. But so far, we've had 3 people who come on the podcast get producers and financiers for future films. We've gotten distribution deals for 2 other people who've come on, and we've gotten 1 publishing deal for an author who's come on. And I'm not saying it's directly to us, but I do try to help and push out. And when you come on our podcast, or any podcast, doesn't even have to be just ours, but you go on and you talk and you feel confident about your project, and you're not like, oh, I'm not really, I am so shocked that it won. I really didn't think it was that good. Like somebody's listening to you say that. But you come on and you're like, I'm so happy I won, and these are all the cool things I know, and you talk about all the great things about your film or what you're working on currently. There are producers watching, there are financiers watching, there are, that maybe you have everything you need for the film, but you're missing this, that, or the other, and that person is listening, and we make connections. And so while I can't say we've done it for every single person, in fact, the majority we haven't done that for, we've done for at least a handful of people, gotten them pushed far ahead, and that's my goal. That is my goal. Last month we had over 80,000 listeners total between all our platforms, and so we're not the hugest podcast by any means, but we are getting you out there the best we can. And I try so hard to, just like I said, amplify voices, and that's my goal, and I have fun. Sometimes it's just Richard doing the interviews, and sometimes it's just me, and sometimes it is both of us doing the interview. So you never know what you're gonna get.
I heard episode 44 was the amazing one.
It was one of my favorites, if I'm gonna be honest. It was one of my favorites. And let me tell you why, though. Not just because there was two handsome, very extremely handsome guests that day, but they also shared so much insight of behind the scenes of how to work in this world, of this entertainment world. And I thought you guys did so great sharing advice and experiences. I think, I don't know, I think a lot of people really, honestly, truly enjoyed learning from you guys. So it really is one of my favorite podcasts, despite...
Well, thank you very much. We had a great time doing it.
Oh, yeah, we sure
did. Yeah, I mean, I think we talked for an hour afterwards.
Oh, I think so, yeah.
Yeah, it was fun for me. It was definitely
You
fun.
say you go to cons. What cons do you go to?
I think the last con I went to, actually, I was going to say MegaCon, but that's not true. The last con I went to was Spooky Empires. They do 2 a year, and we went to not the one on Halloween. We went to, I can't even think, it's Mayhem, I think is what it's called. Spooky Empire presents Mayhem, and it was sponsored by SeaWorld for some reason, but good for them. But yeah, it was super fun. I know somebody who does a lot of work there, so and he only comes. I only get to see him pretty much because he lives in Rhode Island. His name's John Boitano. He's a celebrity handler, so it's the only time I get to see him. So me and my husband went to that convention just to hang out with him, and then I think MegaCon before that.
Oh, MegaCon. That's Orlando, right?
Yep, Orlando, and that one's too huge.
We thought about going to that one, yeah.
It's they're starting to feel so impersonal. I feel so bad for crap talking.
It's true
right now, but
oh no, we get it. It's true. I mean, it's we've gone to a number of cons. We do Awesome Con every year. We usually do Dragon Con every year, which is
I love Dragon Con. Although I haven't been in a few years, but I love it.
Just it's amazing. It's usually one of our favorites. But
yeah,
you definitely I'm going to say this. As we get old, at least as Pete and I get older, you're not getting any older. As Pete and I get older, we've noticed that it doesn't ring true or doesn't ring or resonate. That's the word I think I'm looking for. It doesn't resonate with an older crowd. It resonates with younger crowds. It resonates with people, and you see a lot of cons that are just going in for the money.
Yes.
It's sad that hey, we're gonna get these authors and these people here because they resonate with the younger crowd, and they leave out the old people like Pete and I, not you, older people like us.
I'm old too, guys. I'm old too. I promise.
You can't be old. It's not allowed. So it feels like sometimes we get left out, and it's there needs to be a con out there that makes us feel welcome more than anime and those kind of things.
Yeah,
I love anime, but
I think it's fascinating, but there's 50 billion animes, and so it's hard to keep up with those when we already have our specific nerdisms that we're into.
Yes.
But I do feel like if they wouldn't focus so much on trying to be a cash cow, just take that away, and then it would be so much more fun for everybody.
Yeah.
All ages, because you would have so much more events and not just the show floor and not just the celebrity station. And I kind of feel like that's what they've all turned into.
Yep. It's like, come meet the celebrities. And you know what? I've met, Pete and I have met a lot of celebrities, and it's not...
Ones I want to meet and ones I don't want to meet. I've met them already.
Yeah, and these people we've met, and sometimes, when you meet them, that's like, hey, that's great, this cool, I met, so-and-so, but when you get to meet them and you ask them questions, or you see, sometimes it just feels, it drops flat because you ask them, what did you think about when it was a job? It was something I did. They're not people, they're not fans. They, not all of them, but I would say the majority of the actors and those kind of things, that they're not fans. They're not people who live in the universe. People who would love to see, I write some fan fiction. I did. These people don't do that. These people are, and there's nothing wrong with that because they brought that character to life. They use their talents and everything else to bring that character to life. But that's where it falls flat. It stops there. You meet that character. It's great to meet that character. But after you've met them, you're like, okay, well, where do I go from here? I don't have anything from this. This person isn't going to create anything new because maybe the show's already gone or whatever else, or they're not going to renew it. This person is great to get a signature with and everything else. But after you've done that, there's nothing else there.
I think also from their point of view too, you're the 10,000 person that day telling them the same thing.
Definitely. Yeah.
And so I feel for them a little bit, but they're getting paid at least to hear how great they are. And on the other side, we just paid a lot of money to get 5 seconds. Sometimes it is 5 seconds.
5 seconds, yeah.
And it's like, move next. Yep. And I just paid $200 to be told next. Like, no, thank you. Or
smile, X.
Yeah, smile,
okay,
click, and
move.
rush out. Did I
Get
blink?
out.
I don't know. But I do think sometimes cool films do come out of all the celebrities getting together at those. This isn't a film, but Con Man. I don't know if you guys watched Con Man.
I love Con Man. I love Con Man.
That was inspired purely from...
But those two guys, you look at Alan Tudyk and Nathan Fillion, they're fans.
Yes.
They are fans. 100% fans.
And
they're not somebody who's like, oh, you know what, because they're already getting ready to produce their own podcast. We Were Spacemen, I think is what they're calling it, and they're already doing things like that. So there's actors out there that are fans. There's no doubt about it. But then again, sometimes you get to meet that person and you just get disappointed. You get your picture, you get your signature, whatever else, and then you feel dropped. There's no, how much Battlestar Galactica stuff are we seeing at conventions for 1978? We're seeing pretty much nothing. But there are some groups like Factory Entertainment that we have on that are bringing back some of the older stuff that those kind of that we don't see anymore. So that's kind of cool.
Well, I think if they would diversify a bit too, because when you go to these big conventions, it's literally like every other booth is the same thing over and over.
Yeah.
And, I feel for those businesses. They're trying to make money. They're latching on to what people are buying to. But come on, branch out a little bit.
But I think they're latching onto what people buy to, because those are the people that the conventions are pulling in.
Right.
The conventions are farming it out to 20 somethings. Yeah.
We got to start going to the older conventions, the ones
come here, okay, let me see.
Yeah,
let me show you this. It's a slide projector,
and that's what we got to do. But I'll tell you,
let me show you some slides that I took back in 1978.
Lola says she made a really good comment that sometimes these faces, they forget. Who made them, and it's us, it's the fans that have actually made them what they are, and that's a shame when that happens, but we also Jackie, we like to interview the directors, the writers,
people behind the camera,
the people behind the scenes, behind the cameras, right? So
the people who write this stuff,
a lot of what we look for.
The people who write this stuff are the people who actually created the universe,
and we have a lot of fun with them.
Yep. It's fantastic when you meet somebody like that.
But
can I give some advice to listeners or whoever?
Sure.
When you go and you want to meet the celebrities, because that's what, let's admit it, that's probably what drew you in, or a big part of what drew you in. Go for the littler guys, because you're going to get so much more time with them, because there are the big names there, and you're going to stand in line and miss half the convention because you've been in line with your ticket waiting.
We call it line con.
Yeah. But go for these littler up and coming people, because they're still excited to meet you. They're going to love the stories you share. They're going to share stories with you. They're going to be taking pictures at their booth with you. Like, you paid for them to sign, the magazine
They're fans
cover.
of yours. Yeah.
Yeah, so they're happy. And you're going to end up spending $15 maybe, and you got a video out of it, you got an autograph out of it, you got cool memories out of it. So go for those little guys. Go for the author alleys a lot of times.
Exactly. I was going to say, go to author alley, meet the people who are writing something. They're writing something new. Talk to them. Hey, what are you writing? What's this story about? Don't just walk by the table walk by the table and go, that's a pretty cover. I think I'll talk to this person. No,
but they're excited about you just as much as you are as excited about them, and good things come from that. So don't focus on just the big guys. I know it's exciting. It's exciting to meet the big guys, but don't make that your whole weekend experience. Like, go meet these little guys, meet these guys who are in the who aren't in the celebrity area. You're gonna have so much more fun.
And talk to the other fans.
100% spot on.
And find 100%. People who are like, I love Dragon Con. We have a photo opportunity for like Battlestar Galactica 1978. So all these people dress up at one point in time, and we all meet up at the stairs, and we take a photo of our fandom, which is Battlestar Galactica 1978. Everybody's got their cosplay on, and then afterwards it's hours of just talking with other people that are just thinking the same things you are. Hey, what did you think of this episode?
I love that.
It's like, I can't talk to my wife that way, because it's not happening. It's not going to happen. But I can find some friends like Pete. That's how we met. I can find friends like that we can talk and say, hey, what did you think about this? Hey, give me your email address. Let's talk sometime. And that's how this happened. This wouldn't have happened if we hadn't have come across some kind of con. It was awesome, or All-Con in Dallas,
All
We would
con.
have never
All
met,
con,
and we
that's
never
right.
would have gotten to this point. I maybe have sat in my basement for the longest time, going, "Oh, it'd been nice to do something like that." But
All right,
once again,
so,
I got
Jackie,
Pete involved, and here we are.
Here we are. Jackie, you are also a writer,
Yes,
and a singer, and a filmmaker. So we got to touch a little bit on that as well. So tell us about the writing and the singing and the filmmaking. Where does that come from? How did that come about?
Yeah, so I actually have written some scripts, and good things have come from those, although they haven't been made. But I've had scripts be purchased with the hopes that someday they'll get made.
Options, wow.
Yeah, and one of them's like been pending since COVID, but that one's big. Whenever that one comes out, the budget on that, everything is huge on that one, and that one's called Take the Whip. It's won many awards as well. It's I won't even get into it. You can look it up on IMDb if anybody wants. But we have been waiting since before COVID for production to move forward on that, and it's like my nightmare that that this finally got bought and then nothing ever happens with it.
yeah,
Because I can't do anything else with
Nope.
it too, because I am not in control of it at the moment.
Once
so
you
I
sell
can't-
it, it's gone.
Yeah. So thankfully, they only have the episode 1 in their control. I have the whole Bible is still in my control, but I would have to redo and somehow remake a whole new episode 1, and I don't want to because it's all based on true stories of my roller derby days, and that's a
What?
story for
What?
time.
Whoa,
What?
whoa,
Whoa, whoa, whoa, whoa, whoa, whoa, whoa!
What?
No, that's a story for another time, you guys.
No, 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 no.
Oh,
I am
no.
a super fan
Whoa.
of roller derby.
derby.
There is only one true sport, and that sport is roller derby.
Roller derby.
I will
love
not
it.
watch any other sport. I will not.
No.
Oh,
I
no.
went to go see, the Queens of Pain, and here in New York City, Gotham Girls. I went
Right.
to, are you kidding?
Which one were you on? What team?
I've played on a couple teams because I've moved from multiple states. I played with Treasure Valley Roller Girls in Idaho. I've played with, oh my gosh, am I even going to remember? I played with Psycho City. I've played with I was just on I can't even remember. I've been on like 5 different teams over
Really?
12 years. About
Awesome.
2.5 years ago, I did have to quit because I broke my neck, but I played after that. I broke my neck at one point, but I did play after that. But about 2 years ago, I broke my hips, shattered my hips, and so I haven't been back since then. I am not Shakira. My hips lie to me all the time.
Wow.
And, so I haven't been back. But
Yeah, so
oh
yeah,
my God.
I would.
There's
so I'm
some
a big
really
fan.
good
Yeah.
stories there.
Yeah,
you gotta
I've
come
been-
back and just
yeah.
talk. We're gonna talk roller derby next time you come. That's what we're gonna focus.
You'd have a
on.
whole episode on roller derby, the
Oh,
rules,
no,
and flat
that's
track derby
I would love
association.
to.
Yeah,
I would love to.
I love roller derby because
Yeah.
it's just so much
Long
fun,
Island roller
and
rolls, yeah.
and it's the perfect sport for anybody who has ADHD because it restarts every 2 minutes guaranteed.
Yes. Yeah.
So it starts
Yeah.
all over again every 2 minutes guaranteed. Maybe sometimes sooner, but it's guaranteed.
Something I love about it too that I don't really see, because I've been a tomboy my whole life, so I've played many sports, and I haven't really seen this happening, but we sort of change the rules in roller derby every year as well, because once somebody finds a loophole around the rule, it becomes boring, right?
Yeah.
It's like, oh, well, they're clearly going to do this thing, and so new rules and then
Yep.
new loopholes that you got to figure out.
And,
So they do
and
change
roller
them.
derby is so inclusive. It's just amazing.
It is very
It's
inclusive.
so much fun. Oh my God, that is so cool. We literally, it was a couple months ago that we went
Yep.
and watched local here in New York. So
Yeah. Charm City
oh,
Rollers are here in Maryland for me, and we go. I've been when I was down in Florida. I always go and watch Jacksonville Roller Derby. So Jacksonville Roller Girls.
Yeah. Okay.
yep.
Yeah. An
Duval,
Olympic
yeah.
medalist
Miss-
plays on the
is-
Jacksonville
exactly.
roller derby.
I
team.
watched her.
So-
I watched her play that. It's like amazing. You know.
Yes.
She just goes from that to an Olympic ice skating. It's
Yeah.
just
She
amazing.
is amazing. She's
Yeah.
fantastic, and I don't want to play against her ever. So.
wow. Okay, so as we start to wrap this up, then Jackie, you gotta tell us about your singing career. Tell us about that too. Okay, then you'll come back and we'll get into it. But you sing too.
I do sing. That is actually fairly new. My writing of music is not new by any means. I've been writing music for probably about 17 years.
Wow.
And I have a history of working with the band Linkin Park as well.
What?
Decades ago, yes. I did get to work with them, not in the music side. I was an assistant, but I've been writing music for ever and ever, and mostly, as we mentioned in the beginning, that I am a doctorate. I have a doctorate in psychology, so a lot of my people that I work with, we have written stuff together lyric wise. So I made a children's album fairly recently, and with some of the poems that I wrote for my clients and some of the poems that I wrote with clients. And then I have a different persona that is not children's music as well. And that's some of my music that I started like at least 17 years ago. And that's I'm trying to go rock. I'm working on more and I'm trying to go more rock, but my voice isn't quite there yet. So it's a little bit more, my other persona so this persona you see on the screen, I call her Pixie Faerun. That is her name. And that's the Bad Day Blues album. And it just has like upbeat kids music, but nothing that's annoying. It has kind of poppy kind of tunes to it, but not in an annoying way. My other persona is called Wolfheart, and that's kind of more like gothic pop, maybe I would say. Ooh. I'm aiming for rock in the next album I put out, but my voice isn't quite. I really want to be. Well, I would say some of my music that I have right now is very synth as well. But I really wish I was Chester Bennington when I sing. Chester, the lead singer or the former singer of Linkin Park. I really wish I was him when I'm screaming some of these notes, and then I listen back and I'm like, please don't ever let anybody hear that. That can never come out. So I'm still writing. My son, one of my sons, I have multiple sons. I'm a boy mom, and one of my sons, he has helped me with the music side, like playing instruments. He just looks at an instrument and he knows how to play it. So wow. I'm like, hey, can you help me with this? So he's helped me with a lot of like some of the guitars and ukuleles and drumming. And then I use Pro Tools as my way of making certain beats. That's a program. It sounds like a fake program. I promise it's not. It's called Pro Tools. Use that for a lot of my music creating, although it kind of fried the computer I'm on right now. It kind of fried it. So I haven't been able to use Pro Tools, and I've been using Adobe Audition. So that also might be why I can't scream properly. It's not quite as good as Pro Tools, but working on it. It's been a fun experience. I kind of feel like, because I have books out, I have scripts out, I have film out, music out. I feel like if I just kind of dabble in it a little bit, it also helps me in the festival, if that makes sense. I'm kind of seeing what they're going through and areas that I would have never thought that the creators are going through. So I'm not necessarily trying to become like famous off it or anything. I'm just having fun and learning from it.
Oh, but you are.
Yeah, definitely.
That is so
there's
cool.
My book. There's my newest book. Yeah.
Oh boy, Echoes of Rose.
That is so I have children's books as well, and that my children's books are under Dr. Wolfheart or Dr. Jacquelynn Wolfheart as my children's book, but that is not a children's book. It's a dark book. A dark urban thriller, I think, is what the publisher titled it.
Excellent.
Wow.
So you have so many talents that you have to come back, and we have to explore more of the, your fan side and your talents and your skills, and just talk about all the other great things that you do.
There's my other music persona.
Wow.
I want to come back so badly, but it's because I love you guys so much. I don't know if everybody wants to just listen to me ramble. There's my film. I don't know if people want to listen to me ramble like this, but I want to come back and just watch you guys live, and every once in a while be like, "That's funny."
We have
the
good
idea
time.
Is that you're bringing, you're bringing the behind the scenes that not everybody gets to hear, right? And that's obviously what IFB is about. Is getting in touch with fans that have that have all these skills and that are cluing us in. Ultimately, Jackie, it's about when we discuss it personally, when the IFB team talks about it, it's always about, if we've done it, we believe that others can do it.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
We want to share that passion and the ideas that we have and carry with us. Right? So many people that like to listen on IFB are also talented in, say, writing, for example. And so we try to encourage them, and then we bring somebody like yourself that's written, and then you talk about it, like, what did you do, how did you do, right? If you have to begin somewhere, you got to get it down. And the idea, I think, ultimately that we can help get out is, I'm not unique. If I've done it, it's because I've encapsulated that passion and acted on it, and you can do it too, right? So I'm not here because it's I'm that special. I'm here to prove that if you want to do it, you can do it as well. And I think that's something that you also bring with you, is like, look, you've done all these things, you've taken chances, and you've been successful. What is it that's made you successful, and can we share maybe something that might help somebody else, which you've been doing all along tonight? And that's what we want to inspire, and that's why we want you to come back. You inspire us, and I think you inspire our fans that are watching
you see the,
now and later. And we appreciate that. And that's why it's an open door for those
Thank you, Mike.
that come in and share all the insights and the backstage stories, and how it's done. Right? It's not enough to, right, what do they say, that if it's one thing to be able to be to be given something, and another thing to be taught how to make that, right? And so when you're taught how to make it, you can then go out and make it as well. So thank you for sharing.
Yeah, I just always hope that I figure out in my journey of working on these projects, that I figure out some piece of advice that is helpful to somebody else. Now, it might not be helpful to everybody, but if I can just like give that advice that blows somebody up in a good way, that makes they finish their book, they make their music, they whatever. If I can help them, that's like the best reward to me. So that's like my goal.
Inspire others. Yes, that's what it is all about. Inspiring others.
That's why we want you to come back. We want to talk more about that stuff, and you're a fan too. So when once now we got a lot of just the 1% of what you're doing and who you are, and then we start adding all the rest of it. It's like we start talking all the sci-fi stuff, and then it just gets even better. So thank you so much for taking
make sure we
taking
just
the
cover
time
this
out.
one last thing, and that's
one last thing. Go ahead, one last thing.
This is available on Amazon.
Yeah.
So everybody check it out. It's a very good movie. If you would just give us a quick synopsis of that.
Yeah, so very good movie is I don't know if I would describe it that way. It's harsh to watch.
Yes.
It is based on true stories. I actually work with sex trafficking victims as my area of specialty, and this is a few of their stories, with permission, obviously, that we turned into one character. We combined their stories into one character to sort of tell their story of being trafficked, and we tried to film it as best as we could to make it look like it's really happening in the moment, and not like a movie. So it looks real. I don't know if you'd quite call it found footage, but it's more along the lines of a found footage film, but of true victims who have been sex trafficked. And so it is a hard watch, and it is a true story, but everybody in the film is just amazing actors. It's not, this particular film is not real. It's just based on reality. So
yeah. Wow. And I love the use of the POV type filming of the parts of it. I've seen, I would say I've watched about half of it so far, but the POV part where you see that the individual is the things that person is going through, kind of through their eyes. It makes it a really good awakening. Like you said, it's hard to say it's a good film. I would say it's a good film in regards to making people aware of things. Yeah.
Go in this, if you do watch it, which all our profits of this does go to aid trafficking victims. So If you
that's
do
great.
watch it, just go in with the trigger warning that it's not an easy film to watch. It's not a beautiful film to
No.
watch. It's a dark. It's
Dark reality, the truth of
Yep.
what,
yeah.
what that
I
thing-
wouldn't call it a traditional horror, but I don't know what else to call it other than
Wow.
it is horrific.
Yep.
So.
Well, thank you for all the work that you do then, not only professionally, but in your artistic and bringing things like this to life. And we definitely want you to come back and we'll talk more about all the other stuff then, right? So we gradually build it up and then we just start mixing it all up and we'll talk about other things. But
My God,
thank
I'm
you.
going to be your guest like 20 times in a row with how much I blabber.
That's
but
great. That's great. Yeah, we'll have you on.
I am so happy that you guys had me on. I love you guys so much. This feels like
Thank you.
sort of like a little dream come true because I watch you guys. Occasionally I pop in live, but I usually watch your like the day after or on the weekend. I rewatch your film, and it really feels like such a family, as Chris likes to say, and I love it. And so it kind of feels a little bit like, you know, my Disney princess dreams have come true.
Oh, thank you so much, Jackie. You're welcome to come back. Let's the new year is coming very quickly.
Yes.
Happy holidays to you and to everybody else.
Maybe we'll have you back on the New Year. So if you're
I was talking to John V about
Yep.
that, so maybe
good.
I'll be back.
It's good.
Cool.
It's
All
good
right.
fun. You know, that's when you get all the fans together. We talk amongst ourselves, and we just have a huge get together at that point in time. And
Love it.
It's
I
fun,
love it.
especially if we get
Yeah.
afterwards. We won't broadcast it, but we'll get together as a private team and watch something on Zoom together and have a good time.
I love that.
So, anyways, thank you so much for coming on. Thank
Jackie?
you. You're an inspiration, and I don't know if you realize that you actually inspire others through the writing, through your audio work, through the
Yes.
movies,
Absolutely.
through I can't believe through Wolf Media Festival. That is, you're inspiring other people. You're giving them awards. You're making
yeah.
them happy. You're making them want to do things. You are an amazing individual. You are fueling the fleet,
Yes.
just as like we like to say. So
Thank
thank you
you
for
so
coming
much.
on. So
Thank
here's to
you
you.
so much for
Yeah,
that.
Here's to you. Fans fuel the fleet, and you
Fans
are
fuel the
fueling the
fleet.
fleet. Thank you so much.
Take care, everybody. See you next time.
Bye.
Oh crap! I didn't have that set up. Hang on. There we go. Now we're set.